And good evening on another 7 o'clock hour. Welcome to the headline. I am your host, Larry H. Gardner, and the H stands for how about those Cleveland Cavaliers that are up 2-0 against the Toronto Raptors in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Thank you very much. The Human T-Rex on the ones and twos. You are listening to the headline I on WNRV108.1.com. Nerve DJs, where we get on your nerves, period. Also, I want to give a special shout out yesterday. I went to an open call. I guess the acting bug after the resurrection is still biting me. Shout out to Johnny Filmworks, HWIC Films. They had an open call.
So now you think you're a movie star?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a little bit.
Okay.
Gotta have confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you.
Let's go.
You're funny. And of course, I would like to shout out also to the Unbar Cafe on Larchmere. They have opened up another location inside Cleveland City Hall at 601 Lakeside Avenue. Shout out to the Unbar Cafe and shout out to Mayor Justin Bibb for help make that happen.
So anybody can go in there?
Anybody can go in there.
Okay.
Anybody can go in there. It's not limited to the employees. Anybody can go in there because you got to get your birth certificate there, things of that nature. You just go in there and just chill out. And just go to the Unbar and.
Sound like did they give you? Did they pay you for this?
No.
I
I love the Unbar, to be honest with you. I love that place.
Okay, free coffee for Nerve DJs. Let's go.
Exactly. So I got a couple of things that I hate. First of all, I hate this. It seems like that. First of all, everybody. We had a shooting at Valley Forge High School, which is crazy. Also Cleveland Heights, and also Virginia's ex-lieutenant governor, Justin Fairfax. He killed his wife, Dr. Fairfax, and himself because of allegations back from 2008-19 of sexual assault. He was still trying to clear his name, and it was, mental illness is real. And speaking of mental illness, and I hate to bring this up. And of course, the Louisiana shooting of 8 children. 8 children killed 8 children were killed in Louisiana, domestic violence shooting. 2 women were shot. And the suspect was the father/uncle of the children who ended up killing himself. Now, as I'm trying to be calm because my guest is here in the room, but as a dad, this is disgusting. And I don't wish for people to die, but since he took himself out, he gonna have to live with that in his afterlife for what he did to them babies. We need to protect our children, period. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how young they are. We need to protect our children. I swear for God, my son Jalen, I don't care if he's 50, which would make me real old if he was that. But he's not 50 right now. But the thing about it is like we need to protect our babies. And sending prayers to the family who's lost those babies. It was, you just don't. 1 is too many. 8 is too much, period. I'm tired of this. We have a problem in the society. When you see red flags, help somebody before they do something stupid to the point not only they killing themselves, but other people around them, period. Because you put other people in danger when you don't watch the red flags, period. Speaking of red flags, there's another person that dropped out the Trump administration. So I don't really care about who it is now. I guess it was a secretary or whatever. And also, this weird old president is saying some stuff about the Pope Francis, saying that he called Pope Francis weak. You never disrespect the Pope. You don't kill babies, and you don't disrespect popes. You don't harm children, you don't disrespect popes. Have we, like, I don't know, people lost their minds? Like I said, we got a mentally ill president right now that's occupying 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Period. I don't even want to focus on that right about now. I'm done. Shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out to the Guardians for getting out to their start and everything else like that. And shout out to everybody that's going to be enjoying it. By the way, as we all heard, Chris Brown and Usher will be here in July. I don't know how much tickets are, but don't go overboard. Period. Don't sell your house for them tickets, because I know how y'all are. But I'm gonna pick on a happy note. Speaking of happy, I am so happy to have this guest right in the studio right now, and longtime supporter, first time interviewee. Period. I don't even know how I missed her in my crosshairs, but she's here now. So, Human T-Rex, please play the interview. Now, she is running for Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court judge. She's a magistrate in Rocky River. She's a criminal defense attorney. She's a defense attorney. She's an attorney. More than 15 years of public service in Cuyahoga County. She's been everywhere, pretty much done it all in the legal field, and she wants to be your next Cuyahoga County judge, Common Pleas Court judge. Please welcome, we only got 4 minutes to save the world, just like Madonna and Justin Timberlake. She has more than that to talk about what she's doing in the Cuyahoga County and why you should elect her come election day, primary, general, it don't matter. You can vote for her right now if you wish to, because early voting has already started. Please welcome my guest, Miss Fallon Marie Radigan, in the studio today. Hello.
Hi, Larry.
How are you doing, Fallon?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine.
That was a great intro.
Oh, no problem. I try my best, especially for people that like me. So first of all,
You ever got an intro like that?
No, that's the best intro I've ever had. I appreciate that.
For sure.
See, my intros are legendary, just like Shedeur Sanders and his friend Prime. By the way, the NFL draft is Thursday. It's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't want to hear no Steelers.
Wait. This Thursday?
Yes, this Thursday.
Wow, it's moving fast.
Yeah, it is moving fast.
Cavs, and Browns. Let's go.
Right. So, first of all, Fallon,
Yes.
why would you want to be a Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court judge? What makes you want to be judge?
So it's a loaded question. I've thought about this for a very long time. I went into public service to help people that couldn't help themselves. I have a very loud voice, and I've always wanted to help other people. And that's why I became a prosecutor. And as a public servant for over 15 years as a prosecutor, I wanted to make our community better. And throughout my career, things frustrate me. Certain things frustrated me when I was a prosecutor and now as a defense attorney, with people receiving certain sentences or not getting a break that they deserved, how long things take, judges' temperaments. Things along those lines are what is really driving me to make our community better. And I think sometimes we forget that it's about the job and the work instead of the title, because the title doesn't matter, it's the work that happens. And being in our community, I got to be in our community for 15 years. Being, as a prosecutor, you get to go into community meetings and talk to individuals that are being harmed or individuals that are affected by crime that is happening, and they just want a voice. And I got sick of not being able to do enough for individuals, and that's what's really driving me to this position.
And so you are a magistrate now, correct?
Yes, I'm a part-time magistrate in Rocky River Court.
Okay. And how has that prepared you to run for the full-time seat in Cuyahoga County?
You know, being a magistrate, it's a different role than a judge. It's a very important role. However, like yesterday, I had a bench trial in front of me, and the individual was found guilty, And unfortunately, there was some mental health issues. And he couldn't afford to pay the fine. And that's why he had a trial. And it was really sad to see, and it affects you. It really affects you in a way that you see individuals that it might just be a traffic ticket, but paying a traffic ticket, it costs a lot of money for individuals.
Right.
Especially this individual lived in a car, and there was no out for him, in the sense that he had to go to trial because he couldn't afford representation, and in certain cases you don't get a court-appointed attorney, just based on like the citation. So I think sometimes it reminds you a lot that even though someone's in front of you, you can still help them in a way. By giving them a sentence that you think is appropriate.
Okay. And what is start from the beginning. Where did Fallon come from? And start from, from when you were a little girl all the way up until now.
Okay, so I grew up in North Ridgeville, Ohio. We were in a blue-collar family. My dad was a truck driver. My mom was a teacher, and it really instilled in us hard work. Nothing was given to us. We had to earn everything that we did, and I see that because we had the best childhood, but we worked for it. My parents really struggled, and I see that because so many people are struggling right now, and I can relate to that. But we never knew we were struggling. My parents were great people. They gave us everything we could have, and I think that's really what made me who I am. I got to go to Magnificat High School, and then I went to West Virginia University. I'm a proud Mountaineer. And then I went to the University of Dayton School of Law. And I came back here. I always was going to be a prosecutor. I told people in second grade I was going to be the next Marcia Clark. I didn't even know what she did. Right. And like you thinking back, I wanted to be in the courtroom, and I wanted to do those hard trials. I know that, but like I went to school in second grade dressed as a lawyer and a prosecutor, and that's what I wanted to do. And so when I had the opportunity in law school, I volunteered in Lorraine County's prosecutor's office to learn the job. And then I was able to clerk at the county prosecutor's office, and then I was fortunate enough to get a job there after I graduated. So in 2010, I started in juvenile court, and I worked my way up to the general felony unit. And from the general felony unit, I was promoted to the major trial unit, and I was in the child victim case unit. So I did essentially child victim cases, so specifically sexual assault cases. I then was promoted to juvenile court supervisor for sexual assault cases, and then ultimately I was promoted to the director of the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. And that was essentially, that job helps people not only prosecute those individuals that harm our kids, but we get to go into the schools and teach individuals how to stay safe online. And when I was doing that, it's still a big problem, but for the 4.5 years that I did it, sextortion was a really big problem for individuals, and kids were afraid. And as a 40-some-year-old female teaching kids and teenagers what to do in those situations, and they were asking us questions, I feel like that we were doing something right, and that's what really drove me. Obviously, we've talked about this. I ran in 23, and I lost by about 3,000 votes. And I made my decision that I wanted to be a better lawyer and a better candidate for the future. And so I became a criminal defense attorney. And I will say this humbly, I would be a better judge today than I would have been 2 years ago because of that experience that I have. So you went from putting people away to helping people as far as defense. What is how does the yin and yang as prosecutor and defense balance you out as far as running for this position? So I think it gives me a different perspective. I've now handled everything on both sides of the coin, with specifically for criminal cases. I've also been able to do civil cases as well. So in common pleas court, you will see both civil and a criminal docket. And so I've really focused on what experience I didn't have so I could be a better judge. I will say this as a prosecutor, I think you can ask any defense attorney that had dealt with me as a prosecutor, that I was always fair and I always fought for what was right. It's not about convictions. It's not about people going to prison. It's about what is the right thing to do when people aren't watching.
Right.
And I always fought for cases that I thought should be dismissed, and I got them dismissed. And I also fought for individuals that, committed some bad crimes. But as a defense attorney, you sit in a jail cell with someone and you really learn who they are. And I think people just want a voice and they want to be heard and trusted, and have confidence in the system. And I think far too much people don't have confidence in the justice system. And just because you commit a crime doesn't mean you can't be treated with respect and listened to. And I think that's a really main thing that I want to focus on, that individuals should be treated the same way and they should be treated with respect.
Right. So this position, the position you're running for, and that's Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And is that handles felonies, or does it handle civil, or does it handle both?
It handles both, so any felony and civil cases as well.
So you be dealing something from murder to theft to scamming or things of that nature?
Yes.
Okay. As far as we talked about mental health.
Yes.
Will you have a mental health docket?
So unfortunately, you can't get a specialized docket until so many years into into your term. Mm-hmm. If I'm so lucky to be elected, that would be one thing that I would want to be on a specialized docket, because I think those dockets are so important. And I think that from the beginning when I started 17 plus years ago, our mental health docket has been broadened and expanded, and I think more people are willing to tell you about those issues that they have, or drug addiction issues, which helps us get them to the specialized docket. So as a defense attorney, I am qualified to handle those cases for individuals that have mental health issues.
Okay. So the thing about it is that why should people vote for you?
I think I bring a different kind of perspective, as not only fighting for victims, I've also fought for defendants, and I've been a litigator my entire career. As someone that is going to be elected by people of Cuyahoga County, judges are the only locally elected officials that can really affect your family or someone that you care about or you. And you really want to know that the person not only has the experience, understands what happens in the building day to day, in and out, and has the temperament to understand and not rush you off the bench or rush you out of that courtroom. You want someone to listen. And I think that is why I am the candidate that you want. I have the experience, I have the knowledge, I have the temperament, and I know what happens in that building far too often, and I want to change some of that.
Okay. So the thing about it is like there's been a lot of things. When I bring judges on, of course, and people who want to be judges, those who are running for those seats, there's been myths about judges having attitudes.
Yes.
And the thing about it is like if you go up in front of a judge, especially somebody a felony court judge, like, do not piss this judge off because the judge will take it out on the next person. Mm-hmm. How will you handle your temperament being on the bench, even if you had a bad day, like, period?
Well, I don't think because you have a bad day that should be taken out on the bench. And the people of Cuyahoga County are the people that you work for. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you're having a bad day, you need to show up and you need to do the job. And no matter what the stakes are, because a lot of times they are high stakes, and it might be a low-level felony, but it's a high stake for an individual in in that courtroom. You shouldn't be treating them terribly. You shouldn't be yelling at people when they come into the courtroom. You want your courtroom to be a place that, yeah, there might be serious things that happen there, but I'm going to treat you with respect and kindness. And that's who I am.
Okay. So you said you ran before in 2023. Was that for the same position or was it for a different one?
It was for County Common Police Court, yes.
Okay. And what have you learned from the last time that you ran that you learned now on this campaign trail?
You know, last time I was a newbie at running. I always help people with campaigns, but it's different when you're the candidate, right? And this time I'm asking people for help, right? Because I think you can do it all on your own. And I am fortunate enough to have a community. I have a great family that helps me. I have friends that are willing to help me. And you have to ask for help when needed because this county is very big and you really need all the help you can get. And especially now, last time I ran, I was pregnant. I am fortunate enough to have a beautiful son that's 2. Yes, and
You can see the family on the campaign leadership. If you can see this right now, I like, and you know, everybody, he's smiling too. I like that. You know, he's smiling too. So go ahead.
He's the best thing I've ever done. I say that every day, but I have a great husband and a great partner that will allow me to be out in the community doing this because it is important. And I think that's the thing that I learned the most was I need to ask for help when we need people out there because we need people to know who I am and what I'm about. And one person can't do it yourself.
All right. You want to give the hubby a shout out?
Yeah, my wonderful husband, Jim, and my wonderful son, Charlie. They're the best.
Oh. You gotta get shout out to Jim and Charlie. I'm like the men of the men in her life. So you gotta give it. So how does that, but you ran while you was pregnant?
I did.
How did you manage that?
You know, I look back and I don't know how I did it, but I was wearing my heels at 8.5 months pregnant. The filing deadline was the day I had my son, and he was about 3 months old at the primary. So I sacrificed a lot, but it was worth it. It was a great experience. I met a lot of wonderful people, and it really put me into a good place to run this time and see what I needed to do. I didn't know if I was going to do it again, but the drive of people telling me and asking me to run again, and I sat back and I thought about it because it is time away from my family. It's time away from not only my husband and my son, like my nieces and nephews, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my dad. I need to be on the bench, and that's what's really driving me because I want to be the person that people want to come into and have a fair shot.
Okay, that's what's up. So the thing is that you ran, you pregnant in heels. Okay.
I always wear my heels. I try and wear my heels all the time, Larry.
Right, understandable. So, and you went through a lot. So, is this the same seat you're running for now?
No, it would have been a different seat. There's not every judge in Cuyahoga County is up every year. It's every 2 years. A portion of the bench is up for re-election or an open seat.
Okay. So I know that you have is there somebody in that seat now?
There is, yes. The governor appointed someone in July.
Okay. All right. So I'm a question for you. So how do you feel about appointments? That the governor has the power to appoint, of course, governor of the White House. But how do you feel about appointments, especially being a candidate running against them?
So, I mean, I understand why that's done because the seat that I am seeking, Judge Dina Calabrese had for a very long time, and she had the opportunity to run in a different seat in a different court, and she was fortunate enough to win that seat. And so, what do you do with an open seat, right? And so I think appointments are a way that the governor does things, but it is, I mean, we have a Republican governor, so
right.
As a Democrat, I don't think I don't think that's ever been crossed over, maybe in times before, but right now it's definitely more going to be a Republican appointed.
Right, exactly. So you're pretty much, you have you been endorsed by the Dems?
Yes, I am the endorsed Democrat.
Okay, so how did that make you feel when you got that endorsement? That way, I understand.
It was great, and I say this, I worked very, very hard at getting that endorsement. I was calling everyone on the exec committee list. I know you know how this goes.
Yeah.
But I really, when I lost the campaign last time, I didn't not show up. I lost on a Tuesday, and I went to a Dem Club on a Thursday. And I wanted to thank everyone that had supported me throughout that process. And I kept showing up. And I think that's what's important. I didn't just go away because I lost an election. I kept going. And I kept wanting to be in the community that was so kind to me and opened their clubs to me, their ward meetings. Everyone allowed me to just keep coming. And I think that's what's so great about this community. And so I think that was really important for me to keep going so I can build those relationships and still be in communities that I may not have been if I, hadn't done this race.
That's what's up. So the thing about it is, like, you have done it and everything else like that. And you're a mom, everything else. So just a fun fact about Fallon Marie Radigan. You like the Mickey Mouse Club?
My son is a big fan of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Wow. So, and you watch it with him? You try to, when you're not running ragged on this campaign, you watch it with him?
I watch it with him. I try to get home in time every night to get him in bed. That's my goal. He goes to bed a little later than I'd like, but I try to at least get him, if I don't pick him up from daycare, I try to get him to bed at night. And we watch one Mickey Mouse or Bluey. That's what we watch.
Bluey?
Bluey. He's a big Bluey fan.
All right. So, here's the thing, though. And like, he's 2, so he's going to have a lot of energy. Trust me. He's going to have a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah. So.
We take him to some events and he's running around and he's on the campaign trail with me as much as he can be.
That's what's up. Future elected official. I see in him. Before we got break coming up, but we know that these campaigns not only take time away, but they cost money and you need volunteers. So how can people donate to your campaign? Get a Fallon Radigan t-shirt, volunteer for your campaign, help us out. What is the campaign contact information for you?
So it's radiganforjudge@gmail.com. I have Radigan for Judge on Instagram and Facebook, so you can always message us on there, or just email me, radiganforjudge@gmail.com.
Okay. Website or no?
Yeah, we do have a website, radiganforjudge.com.
Radiganforjudge.com. Okay, so website Radigan for Judge, email Radigan for Judge, Instagram Radigan for. She everywhere, god dang it. She everywhere. Period, point blank. So when we come back and I want to shout out, what's the guy's name over here?
Oh, that's George.
Shout out to George. He's in the studio. Shout out to George. I forgot that quick. Yeah, I was remembering. So shout out.
He would butcher your name, chop it up, cut it up. He would. But that's the homie. That's the homie.
Right, thank you very much. Shout out to my man George over here supporting Fallon and everything else like that. So we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're going to ask Fallon some more questions. So this is Afro Soul. We'll be right back on the Headline Eye on Nerve DJs, WNRV 108.1.com.
This is WNRV 108.1.
On finit toujours par trouver. Elle dit qu'il n'est jamais très loin, qu'il part très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, bien mieux qu'être mal accompagné, pas vrai? Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Hey. Où t'es papa, où t'es? papa, où t'es? Où t'es, papa, où t'es? Où t'es, où t'es, papa, où t'es? 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 Où t'es, où t'es, papa, où t'es? Qu'on y croit ou pas, il y aura bien un jour, on n'y croira plus. Un jour ou l'autre, on sera tous papa, et d'un jour à l'autre, on aura disparu. Serons-nous détestables? Serons-nous admirables? Des géniteurs ou des génies? Dites-nous qui donne naissance aux irresponsables. Ah, dites-nous qui? Tiens, tout le monde sait comment on fait des bébés, mais personne sait comment on fait des papas. Monsieur, je sais tout en aurait hérité. C'est ça, faut le sucer de son pouce ou quoi? Dites-nous où c'est caché. Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois qu'on a bouffé nos doigts. Hey! Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Où t'es? Où papa, où t'es? Où t'es? 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 Où t'es? Où papa, où t'es?
WNRV 108.1.
Cleveland, this is it. DJ Ellery presents the Cleveland Ultimate White Party, Saturday, July 11, 2026. This is not just another white party. This is the event everyone has been waiting for and will be talking about all summer. And this all takes place at the Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. This is not just another white party. This is the event everyone's been waiting for. Pay attention. A nationally known artist will be announced later. 30 and over only. Majority white attire mandatory. No majority white, no entry, no exceptions, no refunds. Tickets $50 in advance, $60 at the door before 7 p.m. and higher after 7 p.m. $325 two-seat high-top tables includes 2 tickets and 1 bottle of champagne. 10-seat premier exclusive tables includes 10 tickets and 1 bottle of champagne, $750. Early ticket purchase is strongly suggested and highly recommended because when you mention DJ Ellery, the name alone brings the whole city out.
This is WNRV 108.1.
What do you get when you take 2 witty nerds and 2 of the best pair of hands since Techniques 1200s? Or better yet, Grandma's fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and greens on Sunday after church. Hallelujah! Then for dessert, the dopest blend of classic R&B and hip-hop joints all whipped up in one big sexy mixing bowl. You know what you get? The Party and Bull Show. That's right. Heard 7 days a week. Make sure you check your station for days and times. It ain't what you used to, and it's better than what you thought. It's the most unprepared show on the planet. You never know what we gonna say or who's gonna stop by. It's the Party and Bull Show with Dave Tolliver, Tiffany Nicole, DJ Cochise, and DJ Deuce, aka the Final Four. Turn it up in the whip, turn it up loud on Saturday while you cleaning. We the best, and I ain't talking about DJ Khaled. We up and we on. Check your stations for days and times. Party and Bull-ish, cause everybody loves a party, and Bull-ish ain't always bad. I holla, yeah man.
This is WNRV 108.1.
What's up? It's your girl, Arthur Ivy Lee. Tune into the Headline Eye on WNRV 108.1.
Cigarette, foreign types with the hookah pipe say Egyptian.
All right, we're back on the headline Eye on Nerve DJs. Yes, that was the Bengals walk like an Egyptian that you just heard. And if you did the Egyptian, people did the Egyptian dance. Don't act like you do the Egyptian dance. So, period, point blank. I want to give a shout out. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Bashir Jones, who the former Cleveland City Councilman of Ward 7. Who was convicted of fraud, was supposed to spend 2 years behind bars, is now home. So congratulations to Bash. Yeah, he's home.
2 years went that fast?
He only did like 10 to 11 months.
Okay, cool.
So he was released on good behavior. So welcome home, Bashir Jones.
That's what's up.
Hopefully you do still do great things, young African American man. Period. Point blank. So we're gonna go back to Fallon Marie Radigan. First of all, where'd you get the middle name from? Because that was an interesting story.
No, the interesting story is I was named after a soap opera character.
Really?
Where Fallon came from.
Which soap opera?
Dynasty.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wow. I remember that. That was with Joan, whatever her name, Alexis Colby and all the Colbys and everything else like that. Yeah, that was my grandmother's favorite. And then Diane Carroll came on too. So
I never watched it, obviously, but
yeah.
I was named after the first season. I don't know if there's a difference between the first and second season.
There's a difference between
yeah.
Yeah, so there was the first and second season.
Hey.
So,
yeah.
So you never watched it?
No.
She's too busy doing big things, you know.
Right,
she
exactly.
Watch TV, Larry.
She wanted to be an attorney when she was 5,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
understand.
Oh yeah, but when you said that, like, did anybody in your family, like your aunt, uncle, cousin, did anybody study law?
My brother.
That's what's up. Older?
He's older, 3 years older than me, and this is a true story.
Okay.
I was the smart one growing up.
Okay.
He was the athlete. He was the star athlete. I was the smart one. I studied really hard, and it always frustrated me because he woke up one day and was like, "I'm going to be a lawyer." I'm like, "No, that's me. That's what I want to do."
Right.
And he's great. He's one of the best attorneys I've seen, and I'm not being biased. And fortunate enough for me, we got to practice together at the prosecutor's office, and now we share an office as defense attorneys. So
Wow. You want to give your brother a shout out?
yeah, Brian Radigan, he's the best. He's the best attorney.
Brian Radigan. That's
Yeah.
what's that. So defense attorney?
He's now a defense attorney. He did homicides at the prosecutor's office, I think, for over 10 years, and now he's doing criminal defense work. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's wonderful. That is wonderful, and I'm sure he supports you in running for this particular race.
I couldn't do without him. When I say it takes a village, I call him, I call my in-laws, I call my dad, I call my sister-in-law. They are on speed dial when things happen or if I need help. And it takes a village, and I'm so happy that I have so many of them in my life to help me.
I think I met your dad. I know I met Charlie at your fundraiser.
You did meet my dad, and he's so proud of me, and I want to do this for him.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like I understand the emotions come with that. So you really are like what makes Fallon Fallon? What makes you you?
You know, I think my parents raised us very well. I lost my mom in 2018, and she was my rock. And I say that she was my #1 supporter, and you know, it makes you stronger. Because I lost her at a young age. She was 67, so she was not at my wedding. She didn't get to meet Charlie. So that was really hard for me. But I always joke that she sent my husband to me because, you know, she would have loved my husband.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So let's go like brass tacks. What's going on in Trump administration right now is affecting. We are probably not going to extend the ceasefire. We're going to back. How do you feel about what's going on in the White House right now, especially at the federal level, federal judicial level?
You don't have the answer.
As a judicial candidate, we can't answer a lot
Right.
of questions, but I will just say this. I think there are a lot of people struggling in our country right now, and I think people are struggling to pay bills. I think people are struggling to get food on their table, and benefits are getting denied. We even see it in the courthouse that if you don't have insurance, some of the programs aren't available to you, and I know they're trying to work through all of those things, but it's really hard. It's hard to see people struggling like this, and just to try to eat and,
Right.
and feed their kids, and that's really hard.
Right, especially you coming from a blue collar family, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the biggest issue for minorities in the courtroom is that they're not treated fairly and they're sentenced differently. Have you seen that during the course of your careers as a prosecutor and a defense attorney, as far as brown minorities and other disenfranchised groups?
Well, I think I would be lying to you if I said that everyone looks like me, that I prosecuted or that I have defended. And I will just say this. When I go into a jail cell with individuals, I'm treated with respect. And I think people are afraid that they're going to be treated differently because of where they came from or what they look like or their background. And I think as lawyers, it's your duty to fix that or argue against that and take any biases that you might have that you don't even know about. And I think that comes with education. You have to educate yourself. And I continue to do those things. Even as a prosecutor, I went to forums like the Marshall Project to see about what is happening in our world. The new Jim Crow book I read because of, the mass incarceration problems. And I think when you read those things, it really makes you think and it makes you want to make the system better. As a prosecutor, I know for me, I had always had a long time I did child victim cases. And I always asked, I never cared if anyone got out on bond, but I always wanted a GPS monitor, especially for kid cases, right? But you don't realize how expensive that GPS monitoring system is for individuals. And when I first started, they needed to have home or landlines. How many of us have landlines anymore?
Never.
Right? And so those are things that you don't even think about. But when I educated myself about that, it really helped. And I think Cuyahoga County is doing a better job at having people that with lower level felonies get personal bonds, and I think that's been helpful. And like the Marshall Project has shown, they're trying to show that the bond doesn't matter if it's going to make someone show up or not. And for me, I've used the Bail Bonds Project for clients. I didn't know how it worked until I was a defense attorney. And I've reached out to them for my clients because when they're in the county, they might not have access to reaching out to them because you have to do it on a computer. And I didn't know that. So those are things that like you can do to make yourself kind of think about what the sentences are and how you can make it better.
All right. So the thing is that you mentioned something as far as bail bond, best bail. So a lot of people can't afford bail. Would like if it's a low-level offense. First of all, it shouldn't be in your courtroom if it's like misdemeanor. But if it's like a low-level felony, will you give personal bonds out when you are elected judge?
Yes, I would give personal bonds out.
Okay. So we have another situation. As you heard about the massacre of the 8 children in Louisiana, you have a son, I have a son, period, And the one thing, and we talk about protection of children. How would you protect children in your courtroom when you see something as a trend as far as, child predators and things of that nature? How would you protect children in your courtroom?
So it's hard to say a blanket statement because every case is different,
right?
Especially with children. I just know from my personal experience, I've had kids testify, young kids testify in sexual assault cases, and you have to make kids comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Right.
And unfortunately, in Cuyahoga County, other states and other counties allow kids to testify without seeing their accuser. Right now, a kid would have to testify if they're found competent. And I think treating that kid with respect and make it a little easier for them. And unfortunately, being in a courtroom is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for people that aren't in there any day.
Right.
It's uncomfortable for police officers that testify all the time. You know, it's a very uncomfortable situation, but that's why it's so important how you run your courtroom. You want people to be welcomed into that courtroom. And you could be a tough sentencer on certain things, but for me, I've always been an advocate for children and women. That's what I focused on at the time as a prosecutor. And still, you need to understand where people are coming from. And little kids, when they come testify, it's really hard to see.
Right.
And a lot of times when I was the prosecutor, I was the only consistent thing in some of these kids' lives. And that relationship that you build with them is really important.
So when you are elected judge,
I like it.
wow, we speak life here. When you are elected judge, what does the first 30 days of your docket look like
So the first,
after you sworn in?
Yeah, so you know, I want to look at the cases that are still on the docket. You can see what cases are still open and what you can do to resolve them, if you can resolve them. And that's not just talking about the criminal cases, that's also talking about the civil cases. So you want to make sure that you can get these resolved if you can. I do want to adjust how many times people come down to the courthouse. That is a big thing. Sometimes a lot of wasted time happens, and individuals that might be charged with a felony, sometimes they don't have work, or if they do have work, it's not work that allows them for PTO.
Right.
And I think that's a big problem. And I've seen a lot of judges that are integrating that into their docket, like you show for the first pretrial and the final pretrial, because there's some cases when there's a lot of discovery, there's 10 different times that a client would have to come down, and that's one thing that I really want to change. And I want to be flexible, but I also know that lower level felonies, they might be able to come to the first pretrial and the final pretrial, right? That's a lot of it, but I want to look at the docket, because there is a large number of cases that are unresolved, and I want to see if I can get those resolved.
So pretty much you're not trying to waste the court's time or time in them, and if you have an attorney, them fees add up. It's really
They do add up,
Right.
and it's not just for civil cases too. Sometimes the plaintiff or defense has to be there, and if the judge is in trial, the attorneys can't see the judge, or they're seeing the staff attorney. And I think sometimes we forget, or that civil attorneys are getting paid by the hour too, and some of them are paid a lot of money just to sit there. And I want to make it more efficient for people and more transparent on what's happening.
Okay, so the thing about it is you said that you want to make it more transparent and more efficient. So how would you streamline the courtroom once you're in there, as far as case loads, period?
Well, I think you have to look at lower level felonies can be tried quicker than they are. Now, obviously, the more serious cases, the aggravated murders, the rape cases, those take some time. But if it's a low-level one-count felony, those should be tried pretty quickly, in my opinion. And I think I've seen it implemented in newer judges' rooms, and it helps. So I think that's the number one thing that we can look at.
Okay, so what is more important for a judge to be? Is it more important for a judge to be fair, or is it more important for a judge to implement punishment?
I think they go hand in hand. You can be fair, but you have to implement punishment. But I think it's not a blanket statement. You can be fair, but sometimes there are those hard cases where someone has to go to prison, right?
Right.
And sometimes there are people that other people might think they need to go to prison, but maybe they need a break. Maybe they haven't disclosed before that they have mental health issues, or maybe that they don't want to admit that they have drug issues, because that's a real issue. People have a hard time acknowledging that they have mental health issues or drug abuse issues. And I think sometimes when those come to a front, you have to deal with them. Even though there are programs in prison, but sometimes people need a break.
Exactly. So the thing is that we had seen some judges whose cases have been overturned by the Court of Appeals due to the fact that they made the wrong decision on the case, and then somebody in the Court of Appeals says, I should have did this, so return. How would you not make sure that you look through every case to make sure that you covered everything so your case is not overturned?
So I think you can't be afraid to make decisions. As a trial attorney, I tried my case. And if you got overturned for some reason, then you learn from that. You can't be afraid to make the decision. You have to make the decision that you think is right at the time, and that's what you continue to educate yourself. And that's what being a litigator for 17 years has done for me, because not every trial is the same. You have to learn on your feet sometimes, and you have to have someone that's decisive and knows what they're doing. And being a litigator for 17 years, I'm that person.
All right. So the thing is that speaking of litigator, we had some litigators that have been removed for bribery and things of that nature for illegal activities. So how can the county, the citizens of the Cuyahoga County and the citizens of pretty much Cuyahoga County, trust the judges in common pleas?
I mean, no system is perfect, but we live in a great country, and we have a system that is the best that we can do. I'd rather be in this system than in someone else. And I think you just have to have the visibility in the community, because showing up every once in a while and acting and wanting people to trust you and vote for you isn't going to do it. And that's why I've done community outreach since I was a kid, and going into places and seeing people and talking to people, I think that helps you. Visibility is very important, and it gains the respect from individuals.
So even if when you win, you will still be visible to the public, correct?
Yes, I will be.
Okay, make sure you bring the family with you. So I'm sure of that. Fun. So the thing about it is like, what is Fallon's? I'm gonna give you a fun fact here. What is Fallon's favorite thing to cook, or fricassee, or whatever?
My favorite thing to cook, well, I'm Italian, so my favorite, I like to make eggplant parmesan, but don't tell my husband, he makes it a little better than me. So I make the best baked ziti, though.
You need to bring some baked ziti back. I like food. Listen, sir, Mr. Hubby, make sure that she makes the baked ziti, and I'll try your, you said eggplant parm.
Yeah.
I love eggplant parm. I love chicken parm too, so.
I married an Italian from Youngstown. He knows how to cook, so I lucked out.
Oh, shoot, you already know. You already know. So, what's the favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert, I like creme brulee and cheesecake.
Oh my God.
Hey.
All right.
Why? What's yours, Larry?
Cheesecake.
Yeah.
Everything. Cheesecake. Chocolate cake.
Larry's a foodie.
Yeah, I mean everything.
I don't think it's nothing he don't like.
I mean,
Larry?
if I'm not allergic to it, then I eat it. Right? So, like, I would love, I swear for God, if I wasn't black, I'd be Italian. I swear for God. And I'm like, hey, I like everything. What's the best spaghetti and meatballs? How you make the best spaghetti and meatballs?
It's homemade is the best. So I have my mom's recipe. So that's what I do. Homemade spaghetti sauce. That's the best.
You put the tomatoes in the oven?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. She might be on to something.
She might be. She really might be.
You
on
make your
to
own noodles?
Yes, we do. Sometimes. Not right now, we don't.
Oh, okay.
On the campaign trail, I can't be, but yes.
But if you wasn't on the campaign trail, you make your own noodles. Okay.
Oh, she got this. Now this sounds like top notch right here.
It does sound top notch. Sounds like you should be like, would you own your own restaurant if you weren't an attorney or anything like that? Or?
No, I wouldn't. But also, fun fact: my husband's family did own a restaurant in Youngstown. So
really,
yeah, back in the day, yeah.
What was it called?
Oh, I don't remember. Ooh. But it's not there anymore. So my mother-in-law's parents were the ones that had the restaurant. Yeah.
Okay. What's the last name of the mother-in-law?
Smaldino.
Smaldino?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Mind your business, Larry.
I'm just trying to find out.
I'm sorry, Paula.
We hanging with Fallon. We hanging with Fallon Soprano over here. Relax, Larry.
I'm actually scared right now. Don't be messing with me. I ain't trying to end up in nobody's trunk. That's simple to say. But so the thing about it is, you have everything going on. So if you had any advice for anybody that is running for anything, what advice would you give them, Fallon? As far as, running for office, whether it be judge, any other position, what advice would you give them?
I think you just have to be yourself. You have to be who you are, and there's no one else that I could be. And I think that really relates to people, because if I came in here and wasn't laughing or wasn't smiling, that's not me. And I think you have to be who you are, and that's going to be good enough.
So when you are elected, what brightness would you bring to the court?
What brightness?
Yes, brightness. Like, how would you brighten up? Like, what would be put in the judges' chambers?
Well, obviously you have to have your family pictures.
Right.
My world is my family, and I think that's the best part of being in life, is just being with your family.
Okay.
Yeah, and I travel a little bit.
Okay, favorite place to travel to?
Hawaii was up there, and Banff in Canada. My husband and I are big hikers.
Okay.
Yeah. And Iceland was pretty cool too.
Iceland?
Yeah.
Iceland? That's what's up.
It was a girls' trip to Iceland. It was pretty sweet.
Your husband let you go to Iceland on a girls' trip?
That was before I met my husband.
That was way.
That was before Jim.
Is that where the Northern Lights at?
Yes.
You seen that? Did you see it?
Yeah, we saw it. It wasn't the best Northern Lights, but the night we flew in and the night we flew out, they were great. We saw a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
So you've seen some really, really, really great things, the Northern Lights, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I guess you gotta have that. You gotta have that personality, So, like I said, the family things and everything else like that. Did you take some pictures of the Northern Lights, or you did not?
My camera was not the best for that, and so now I've actually upgraded to a camera that could take pictures. So
that's what's up. Yeah. See, so personality and everything. What's not to like? So, campaign information. How can people donate? Call, volunteer, donate, donate. I said donate more than once. Need money for these things. I'm helping you out. So how can people donate?
radiganforjudge@gmail.com. Radigan for Judge on Instagram. Radigan for Judge on Facebook. My website is Radigan for Judge. So, Radigan for Judge will get you somewhere.
Just put it in a search engine for real, like a search engine. So
yeah.
So any lasting words before we get out of here? Because it was fun talking to you, but I know you got to go home to your baby. Yeah. So what are the lasting impression that people want you want people to listen to, like? Lasting words, last words.
I just want to say thank you for letting me come here and tell people who I am. And I just want to say, you want someone on the bench that can relate to you, understand what's going on, understand the issues, know how to do the job, and someone that's going to treat you with respect. And that's going to be me. And that's why I want you humbly to vote for me. I will be the best person in this position.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fallon. And I want the next time you come back as Judge Radigan, I want you to bring back some big ziti. Just kidding. Listen, hey, that's for every listen. I'm trying to help everybody else out in here. I'm trying to, especially George. He heard baked ziti. He was like, his face lit up. My face lit up too. I ain't had no good baked ziti in a while. So, and some eggplant parmesan. So, Fallon, thank you very much for your honesty and your kindness and coming to the headline eye here on Nerve DJs. And Godspeed in this general. You don't have a opponent in the primary, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, so, but the primary, you still will have to vote. May 5th
Yes.
is the primary, and early voting has already started at the Board of Elections, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. The last week before the primary election, in May 5th, they will have Saturday and Sunday hours at the Board of Elections, 1801 Superior Avenue, for everybody in Cuyahoga County. Listen, I gotta say thank you to everybody that was listening tonight. T-Rex, we got some great responses back there in the land of social media or any place else. Okay, wonderful. See, he didn't even say nothing. He just played the sound. So the thing about it is like we want to make sure that if you listen to my show, that you listen to the candidates that were presented before you and you listen to everybody, because this is the primary. The general won't happen until November. We know that. And we also have a governor's race going on. So if nobody tells you that they love you today, I do. I'm going to play. Plus, before I go, happy birthday. Happy 47th birthday. I know she gonna hate me for it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. To my sister, Sharisa Turbin in Las Vegas, Nevada. Also, her husband, Vitaly Turbin, celebrated his 50th. They went to New Orleans, and I'm going to make a suggestion for my sister, Sharisa. The movie Michael is coming out about the biography of Michael Jackson, so watch that. Like, listen, I'll send you some money. I'll send you some money for some movie tickets for your birthday, lady.
Was you at the premiere? Did you go to the premiere?
I did not. I did not.
Oh, okay.
I ain't go to premiere, but the thing about it is like, look out for that and everything else like that. So Thursday's NFL draft, Cavs Raptors game 3. A lot of happening way before the weekend. Look out for Fallon on the campaign trail. I'm about to get out of here. Like I said, if nobody loves you, my sister.
Whoa. Slow down.
My sister, one of my sister's favorite artists, I'm going to play for her because I was thinking about her and we had talked, and I'm going to play this for her. This is at the end of the show. I love you, Sharisa. Happy birthday. I'm grateful that our mom and dad had you to be my sister, so I'm thankful. This is Mariah Carey with ODB. Fantasy. Peace. If nobody tells you they love you today, I do. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out of here until next week. Let's go.
Boogie down, are you in the house? Sacramento in the house. Atlanta, Georgia, are you in the house? West Coast, are you in the house? Japan, are you in the house? Everybody, are you in the house? Baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on.
When you walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine, I get kinda hectic inside. Baby, I'm so into you, darling. If you only knew all the things that flow through my mind.
or pacifiers. Old dirt dog, no liar. Keep the fantasy hot like fire. Jump, jump, let me see you do the stomp. Girls, let me see you shake your rump. Fellas, get it from the back and pump it. Let's do it, do it, do the hump. A little bit country, I'm a little bit of rock. I don't soul to soul. Big letters all big and bold. Old dirty bass all across the globe.